also helps to make hundreds of the decisions that we have to make to go through an industry. Decisions that we think are automatic. Should I run the fan, put on the fan? Should I run the tap water? Should I tie my shoelace? We think they are automatic, but they are not. We must decide whether or not we want to do those things. This is the work of analytical mind. Okay, to solve the problems that bother us at this moment. The next part of the conscious mind is called rational part. I'll just kind of a brief outline of our mind. So this is conscious part, what I'm talking about. The first analytical and second rational. Rational part of mind is very interesting part of us. It has only one job to do, and its job is to give us a reason why we behave in any particular fashion. Okay? Just that is all its job is, to give us a reason why we behave in any particular fashion. Because if you don't know why we do things that we do, we become anxious, nervous, and frustrated. And if it goes on for a long time, it can lead to serious mental disorders. For example, mental hospitals are full of people whose rational part of the mind is broken, and they do things they don't know why they do them. But the problem with the reason that rational part of the mind gives us is number one, it's never original. Number two, it almost always wrong. For example, if you ask a smoker, he'll say, I smoke because it calms me and helps me to relax and pause and gather my thoughts, things like that. But before this person became a smoker, he heard people who smoke say that they smoke because it calms them and relaxes them and etc. etc. So it's not original. They heard from somebody else, but it sounds good. We want a reason to do anything. So this sounds good. Fine, smoking helps me to pause and gather and relax, etc. So it's never original. And the reason we say it's almost always wrong is because we know exactly why people start smoking. Smoking starts in younger years, in the age between 12 to 20. And we started smoking for security. We want to join our group of friends. Security is basic need of every human being. When a child is born in a nice family, he derives all the security from his parents. But in the region between 11 to 12, our parents don't seem as smart as they used to. So the child shuts his ability to derive security from them, and he tries to get this security by joining a group of friends at school or maybe locality. Now, some of their friends smoke, some of them don't. Now, if for some reason this child is unable to join that group, his subconscious mind, his security level goes down, and our subconscious mind is protective part of us. It protects us from the danger, and not having enough security is definite danger. So when that happens, it frequently says, smokers are accepted. They have friends, and at that time, somebody offers us a cigarette, and the moment that child accepts the cigarette, he feels immediately belonging to that group, and his security level goes up. So, gentlemen, you start smoking is one reason, definitely, but the basic reason for security, to join the gang of friends. So, rational part gives us reason why we behave in any particular fashion, but that reason is never original and almost always wrong. The third part of the conscious mind is willpower. We all know what willpower is. It's kind of a temporary power which gives us a temporary energy to deal with something untoward. For example, it's like an adrenaline, the physical adrenaline which helps us to fight an emergency situation. Physical adrenaline which gives us temporary strength and power to fight any adverse situation. It's not meant to fight a war. It just means a temporary situation. Okay? So willpower gives us a mental adrenaline which gives us a temporary. You want to stop smoking for a couple of days, you can. But you cannot hold on for a long time. It's never meant to change your behavior. It's very difficult. And we know every year how many subconscious mind follows the same fundamentals. When you are born,